So, am I looking at 5 minutes before anybody shows up? Really, what this morning is about. I haven't done a whole lot on YouTube. I haven't watched a whole lot on YouTube, and a lot of the my subscribers and people that I talk to, I have not talked to. I've noticed, just in passing, that some of the other people that I talk to on YouTube have uh, slowed down quite a bit, just like I have. So today I'm talking about like just dealing with it, you know, um, dealing with things that have happened in my life, your life, everybody. I set this up to where somebody else can come in, but I'm not sure I can do it. I'm really an amateur at this sort of thing. So I haven't shaved, I haven't made myself up. All I did was put on a shirt, and I still believe in America. I believe in it as an experiment to bring everybody all over the world here, and let's see what happens. You know, that sort of that sort of thing. But I was feeling a little down, and I did something uh, for some friends, uh, the family of one of my old friends, but he passed away. He passed over, and I did some things to help finish what he got started before he passed over, and it made me feel really good. And I got a good confirmation, from the family that hey, we really appreciated it. Even though I forgot to screw in the, I forgot to do a couple things, minor things, really minor things, but things that require a little bit of intelligence and yeah. You like the background? It's my brother gave me that. It's a blanket of Mother Mary. Lots of meaning in that. I live in an old trailer, so I try to live really cheap because people freak out about money. Um, I kind of got pushed out of my job, and it wasn't any fun anymore, so I stopped going, and I just took 2 weeks off and just chilled. Uh, Everything's paid for 30 days. I don't have extra money. I don't have money for a soda or a beer or, luxuries. But taking 2 weeks off has really, like, just taken a step back from everything. I just had a major event going on in my life 2 weeks ago where something came to a closure. So I was able to, I was able to just sit back and let that part of my life go and just sit down for 2 weeks and not have to worry about too much. I mean, there's things worth worrying about, like the power bill and the water bill and stuff like that. But like I said, everything's paid for a while. So I took 2 weeks off, just sit down, done some things that I've been wanting to do around the house for a long time. And I'm kind of a lazy person. I'm not a busybody, I'll say that. But I'm not very self motivated anymore, and I used to be like that. So that's something that is a little bit changed to me. I can be self motivated, but just talking in circles now. Now, yeah, the future. Why ruin the future? I'm trying to be here now, and that's how I'm dealing with it. Uh, I deal with things in the present, and there's no, it's hard. I do think about the past, but I try not to, I don't want to put too much negative emphasis on the future. Um, Try to keep a positive outlook. Say that. What's up, Fourth Wall? April Wolf. I don't want to leave anybody out here. Now there is 7. Oh, we got 7 people in the house. What's up? It's like you guys are here visiting me. April Wolf. I love your comments. It's very cool. Fourth wall, man. Thank you for being here, bro. It means a lot to me. I've been kind of in a down place this morning, and it's very nice to hear that I was appreciated. I did some work for a friend of mine that had passed away. I did some work for their family, some unfinished work, and I didn't ask for a lot, and I got overpaid. I don't want to say overpaid, but I was given extra money because just to show appreciation. So that's how it works, and that's how it should work. I, like I said, fourth wall. If you haven't seen me in a while, it's because I haven't been on YouTube. Um, let's see here if I can subscribe to April Wolf. Add as moderator, I could do that. Hey, look at me. That way. Love you, bro. What's up, fist pump, son? You see these? You see these knuckles crawling on the ground on my hands and knees? I'm a tile guy. I'm a flooring guy. So, like, instead of putting my palms on the floor, I usually use my fist, and my knuckles have almost disappeared. Creation leads the way. Yes, yeah, yeah. Attainment. No, I like that word, attainment. Beingness, attainment. I'm just trying to deal with it. It's now, now you know, let's just put all the facts out here. Uh, I drank last night and I had a really good time. And anytime that I go on like at a really high emotional level, when when I'm on an emotional high, then the come down is depression usually. And I had 2 people around me this morning, and I was feeling down, and they were just like up, like they were on the opposite end of the spectrum. They were tens, and I was down there like a two, you know. So it was rough. It was rough, and now I'm by myself. I could chill out, just gather my things, gather my thoughts, and just try to live right and do the right thing. I mean, that's the only way that I'm going to be happy. So you know, it doesn't matter a lot of times for me. It doesn't matter what I do for myself. It does matter, you know what I mean? Because I have to have a little self respect, and I've been doing that a lot lately. Cleaning the crap out of the house. I've been really paying attention and doing things around here at my house that I have been ignoring and putting off. Stay strong. Thank you, fourth wall. Yes, and that way. Boom, got the fist bump. Orange of Beingness. This sounds really familiar. Or it looks familiar. I guess the tag looks. April Whoop, I still haven't found a way to subscribe to your channel. But it's all good. As things come in, observe them and let them flow through you and let them go. And I have, yes, perfect. That is perfect because that is what I've been doing for the last 2 weeks. For the, well, I don't want to say the first time, but it's very rare that I just stop going to a job and just like, okay. So a couple weeks ago, a part of my life was Terry. Stop. A couple weeks ago, something ended in my life, and I just shut down. I was sick of everything, and I just took 2 weeks off. Didn't know how I was gonna pay the bills. Um, wasn't sure what I was gonna do. Just thinking about reading books online as a way to make money. I'm getting tired of working. I'm only 53 too, and I'm a hard worker and I like to work. I need something to do, but I've just about exhausted all of my home projects. So now I'm looking, elsewhere to try to do some things for other people and meaningful things. Meaningful things. Let's see here. Hold on a second. Well, I didn't know you were here, Frank, or Frack, until you showed up. Did you ever think that I was never there? Well, I'm here, and my people have been here for me too. Certain people. The biggest thing I've had in the last 5 years, or in the last 3 or 4 years, really, haven't quite been five, but just to let go of the people that I try to help and they don't want to take care of me, or they just want to take advantage of me. I've had to let those people go, and that's been tough sometimes. I've had to let some people go that I considered real friends. People that, I didn't want to do it, but I mean, after 2 or 3 times of screwing me over, it's like, you know what? I mean, that's, you're lucky if you got three. Some of them got three because I really liked them. But they know when they left that last time that they would never see me again, and we would never talk, you know. And that's kind of, I don't know if it's Capricorn coming out in me or what. I mean, I tend to be a little cold because I'm not very sympathetic, but I do try to help those, who need it and who appreciate it. It's not about money. People get crazy over money. When someone dies, it tears the whole family apart because if the person that died had like assets or money in the bank or something like that, it's just money drives people up the wall. I mean, it's just like your brain falls out and all you can see is greed. You know, we only need so much. Yeah, I remember you were a plumber, fourth wall. Do I have to call you fourth wall? I guess I should. Alex, what's up? What's up, man? Beautiful blessings to you, bro. Thanks for being here, man. I, you know, I was worried that I don't know that you were like maybe mad at me or something. You know, that I made a mistake on the in saying something. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. See, this is what I do in my head, and it's like my brain goes to the absolute worst possibility every time. And I think that's some kind of response to where I go, okay, well, this is how bad it could be. And that's where I go. And then when it's not that bad, I feel better. Does anybody get where I'm coming from here? Hold on, one second. Does anybody get where I'm coming from on that? So I tend to do that, and I guess it's some kind of response mechanism to where I won't feel as bad. Like just an example. I'll put I'll be doing some work, and I do something that isn't 100% agreeable with me, and I know it's not going to cause any harm or something, but I'm just not satisfied with it. And I'll worry about it all night. And then the next day when I go to work, everybody's like, oh, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I always make it up to be worse in my head than it really is. And I think that's some kind of defense mechanism to where that way, somewhere deep down inside in my subconscious, that I know that it's not as bad as I thought it was. but I do that and I go to the absolute worst um, so that it doesn't. I don't know. Yeah, I've been a tile guy for a while, so I've done some plumbing, I've done some drywall, I've done a lot of carpentry. The carpentry thing, man. I mean, unless I get free reign to do what I need to do, but with permits and stuff like that, man, the rules are always changing. Carpentry's a ever changing thing. I know plumbing is too. Plumbing's a lot easier now than it used to be. You don't have to sweat copper anymore. Now there's plastic pipes and shark bites, so that made things a lot easier in the plumbing department. But yeah, oh, I'm looking at like old school. I'm looking at old comments. You got to remember Nisa Attorney and Leslie Hyde channel. That's where I knew that. I knew this. I knew you. Okay, yeah. Yeah, well, hello, Leslie. Hello. Thanks for being here. We love you. I hope you're doing it. I hope you're doing good. Nobody's 100% all the time, but the best that we can hope for is to make each moment and each day even a little better, and to live in the moment and not expect too much or expect. I tend to expect the worst. Now I'm just going in circles and repeating myself. I can't be mad at anyone. Just sometimes stay away from the internet. Yeah, and I've been way far from. The only outlet I have is YouTube. I don't have any other ones. I've been thinking about getting Facebook, but I realize what a leftist kind of platform it is. So it's always kind of shied away from Facebook. I don't care for it very much, and I realize that YouTube is a kind of a right-handed, But I mean, not to be political about it, but it's facts. Uh, Facebook tends to be a little more left-handed. YouTube seems to attract a little more right-handed people, or right winged, I guess is the correct term for it. Stay alert. Yeah, yeah. Today I don't have to do anything. I can sit back. I can relax. I can just chill. And this is becoming very, very important in my life. I've come to a place where I'm stressed out. I don't know what to do. I've got multiple roads ahead of me, and I'm free to choose any one. So I'm wearing the glasses too, so I can read the comments. I need reading glasses to do anything anymore. But I'm glad that Alex is here. Richard Robin, love from Ohio. What's it like in Ohio? Is it dry up there? Because we had like no chance of rain in Florida. I'm in Northwest Florida. We had no chance of rain in Florida. 5%, and it still rained. Of course, I live around a swampy area, and it tends to rain here when it doesn't rain anywhere else in town. So I hope it's dry where you are, and I hope it's a good day. I hope it's a beautiful day, and there's clouds in the sky, and the background is blue. I mean, all those pretty colors. So good luck to you too, Richard. Thank you. And Frank, I always want to call him Frank. Diego, hola. Hola, senor. I can't speak Spanish. I always had a problem speaking Spanish because the subject matter comes at the end of the sentence, and all my life I've learned to speak to where the subject matter comes up first. And I'm somebody that's all about the subject matter. People get sidetracked, and even I do. I get sidetracked really easily. So, but I'm a person that I like the subject matter to be dealt with. A lot of times, people will concentrate on the problem and not the solution. And I'm not that guy. I try not to be that guy. And sometimes I complain. Sometimes I carry on about things that I cannot change. This is something that's been really on my mind for the last couple of weeks too, while I've been sitting around just chilling and, um, you know, doing things that the things I cannot change, like figuring out which ones those are. And I realize that this is an alcoholic prayer, but it applies everywhere. You know. Yes, I am drinking a beer on camera. It is Saturday morning at 10 o'clock in the morning. Judge me. I really don't care. What did Alex say that says yep? Tomorrow in Monaco. Oh, Ferrari will first. What? Formula One is my favorite. Like I was never a big fan of NASCAR. You know, and I know where it comes from. I really have a lot of respect for where it comes from, and it's bootleggers that started their own. I love that, but man, Formula One, whoa! Like sometimes when it comes to cars, I think that I was born in the wrong country. I should have been born in Europe. You know, I just, whoa! I would love to drive a Formula One car, or even be at a race. I've never been at that. I miss having like a regular TV where I could watch Formula One races. Maybe when I get off of here, maybe I'll watch. See if I can find that. That would be awesome. Let's go back down here. What's going on here? Yeah, well, it's easy. Most people grow up in other countries. They learn a language. They learn English or American, whatever, as a second language, and it makes it easier when you're learning two languages to learn other languages. But in America, you know, it's always an option to where you wanted to learn. I chose German when I was in high school because uh, my father's side of my family were German and hardcore Germans. They like fresh off the boat Germans. My grandfather on my mom, on my dad's side, they were from Germany completely and used to speak German in front of me. And so I thought maybe I could recall some of that from my early childhood, but it never really happened. And a lot of people in America don't learn a second language, and it makes it hard. We're getting better. You know, Spanish is number two for sure. Okay, here we go. Beer for breakfast. Well, I had a couple egg sandwiches first. You know, I made sure I ate. 8 months, awesome. You know, I used to be a really heavy drinker. Diego. I used to be a really heavy drinker, and I came to this point. I quit for a couple years, but I came to this point in my life to where I was like, yeah, I'm never gonna stop. I just don't drink to get drunk. There's a certain level where I can put it down. I've learned to control it, and that's the best I've been able to do so far. But I did quit for a couple years, so congratulations. 8 months is a long time. I got addicted to sodas, like Coca Colas, and I was drinking 48 Coca Colas a week to replace beer. And I lost all my teeth. You know, people think I look like a meth head and shit. It's embarrassing. Uh, but Coca Cola is really bad for you. You know, anything is in excess of 48 per is a lot. Sorry, I just got a message coming through. Something. Deal with it later. Let's keep the moment high, huh? Can't drink beer at 7 in the morning. You know what I mean? I I used to have this conversation with my brother. He'd be like, "Man, it is 8 o'clock in the morning and you're having a beer," and I'm like, "I'm hungover. All right, I need a beer to just like soothe me off and get me, you know, if I'm really bad hungover. I'm not a bad alcoholic where I get the shakes or nothing, but it's what is this thing about time to where I I, I can't drink because of a certain time. I mean, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, you know. I mean, I didn't get that about people that say nothing good happens between 10 and 2 in the morning in America. Like you shouldn't be out at that time of night. So what? It's what is it about time that makes everything like it's some kind of taboo because it's 8 a.m. or it's 2 a.m. or something like that? So I never really got that. It's 6 hours and 7 minutes in the afternoon. So yeah, you can go for a beer. Yeah, Frack. I know you've been here for a long time. No, you've been here for a long time. I will try to. I will try to go in and find your channel again. I haven't been online. I haven't been. My only social media is YouTube. So please forgive me if I don't respond to everybody or be on your channel. I'm sure it's a very good channel. I will try to find your channel. Let me see if I can do this. I mean, I could put you as a moderator, but as far as like finding your channel, I'm gonna have to look it up. Give me a second. I'm gonna write it down. I got a big whiteboard up in front of me, and I'm gonna write that Frack Centurion. I know you've been here for a long time, man, and I really do appreciate you. You wouldn't be here if you weren't interested in something I was saying or found something valuable in it. So hopefully that's the case. Because a lot of people that I follow, I hesitate to use that word follow, but a lot of people that I watch on YouTube and stuff is people who interest me and have the same interests as me. We're all as like a group and we group together certain minds. But that again, that's what America's all about, just to a melting pot. Let's get everybody in the whole world on one continent and see what happens. You know, I feel really bad about what happened to Native Americans, man, and they've kind of almost some of them gone the white man's way and put too much emphasis on money, and I feel bad for those. But there are a lot of traditionalists, but they, it's the secret is to being in the middle. Can you meet in the middle somewhere? You know, I looks like I'm behind on the comments. Yeah, I did slow really down. Maybe it's my age or something, fourth wall, but yeah, I used to get hammered, like, and it was fun when I was 30, 35, 40, even 45 maybe, but yeah, not anymore. I get to a certain point and I chill. Attainment. It's a good thing they aren't our true forms. Not sure what's going on with that comment. Our true forms. Yeah, I'm not in my true form. I mean, I am right now. I'm just kind of renting this body, and I'm using it. And that's good. You see that? I'm kind of using this body, and I'm inhabiting this meat suit. For now, and this meat suit's growing old. It's in pretty good shape for somebody like me who's treated this meat suit the way I have over my life, but it's still in pretty good shape for the way I've treated it. And now I'm just trying to be aware of how I'm treating it and maybe treat it just a little bit better. Can't function without coffee. I'm like that too, fourth wall, with caffeine. I'm not a big fan of coffee, but 5 hour energy drinks, the occasional Red Bull, not big on the monster drinks and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I know those drinks are really bad for me. I used to love, oh, what was it? The Red Lines had a warning label on it. Do not drink past this point. Bruh, I'm like looking at that, I'm going, yeah, that's for me. And I'm still spitting. I gotta get that under control. But yeah, I'm a big caffeine drinker, but I'm not a huge. I don't like the taste of coffee. I always drown it out with a bunch of milk and sugar and stuff, and I'm lactose intolerant, so it doesn't agree with me very well. You know. Think about it. Frack Centurion. Think about it. Frax, he flies helicopters. Wow, that's impressive. I heard it's easy, but like to get into that sort of thing, wow, that would require a lot of discipline. I could probably use a little more of that in my life. Exit the matrix systems to return to normal existence. Yeah, I am in. I am in. I'm in existence. I'm just in existence of a physical form right now. So yeah, what if Jesus was Satan? I mean, everybody has a dark side to him, even Jesus. Okay, that's when you come in a physical form, you tend to be that way. True that. What if we are the spirits of the fallen angels? Well, sort of. We are now. This is a belief system. I'm not telling anybody that this is absolute truth or anything like that, but we are like a subspecies. I don't want to say. I hesitate to say subspecies, but we are an offset. Our DNA has been affected by non-human intelligences. That is the best way I've ever heard it expressed. And so, yeah, I mean, what people would call angels, you know, this sort of thing. Our DNA was manipulated somewhere in our lifeline, and where we were on a natural path, as a species, as human beings, or whatever we started out as. We started out as like a natural timeline from the actual creator to grow and learn and evolve in our own time. I guess you could say, the creator's time. I don't like saying his or her, that sort of thing. Like, Christian's very male. Uh, but somewhere along the line, our DNA got interrupted and we were thrown a curveball, and this is where we're at. It's kind of screwed up the human species, really. Like, if you're a human being, uh, you're experiencing this. Your DNA is, you know, it's been messed with. I'm going on a rant here. I was one of them characters that promised I would never die. There have been times in my life when I'm like, I want to live forever. And there have been times in my life when I'm like, look, I'm not asking for it, but when I do go, I'm not going to put up an argument. I'm not going to fight it. I'll be happy for it. I've been on both sides of that. So I get what you're saying there that way. Hopefully I hit that, you know, and understood it correctly. We could choose a better avatar too, Gary. I'm bald too. Yeah. I like being bald. I got really curly hair. When I did have hair, it was like a white afro, if I can say that. Hopefully that's okay. It's just really super curly, and so I started shaving my head when I was really young, and I was so naive in my teens that people told me that if I kept shaving my head, that I would go bald. I believed that for a very long time. I was just really naive when I was young, and in some ways I still am. But yeah, I mean, I like the way I look. I, I wouldn't have hair if I did. I wouldn't do that. I don't like hair. It's too much trouble for a guy, for me anyway. Nobody dies. Deception is to keep looping back here. Now, I agree, Leslie. A lot of times, what you say is there's a lot that you say that I do agree with. All right, there's a lot that you say that I don't agree with. But there is some middle ground there between me and you. There are a lot of what do I say, truths, belief systems. There's a lot of things that obviously you and I have both looked into and have come to a conclusion on. And again, I'm rambling. I already know everything and nothing at all. Yeah, I mean, I heard Manly P. Hall lecture one time that really struck me that said, you know, as a human being coming into the physical body, if you knew everything and had access to the records, fully, then there would be no point in coming here. It's, it's like a school, um, and every school has a playground, and we should be having fun here, but at the same time, it is a place to learn. You know, so if we could take the good with the bad and learn it, then I think that we're doing something great. And it looks like I'm way behind on the comments. I'll try to catch up with everybody. Most cannot perceive their true form. I mean, I'm not sure my true form has any kind of the stillness deeply. Yeah, my true form doesn't have any kind of physical. Danny Skylark, what's up? What is up? Good. Thank you for being here. Happy rising. It's the house of the rising sun. Sorry, I'm feeling a little goofy. I was feeling a little down, so I thought I'd do something like this, and see what happened, and it's turned out to be a really good thing. So, I have people like to put names on, like, oh yeah, he's manic depressive or he's ADHD, or there's just certain traits of people that you either learned or are inherently ingrained in your DNA and in your genetic code. So, and everybody has somewhat. That's what I love about people that people that say that reincarnation is not real. Scientific people, and I like to be logic too. Let's get it. So, one of the things I like to say, people that don't think that reincarnation is a thing, um, is that your genetic code is handed down to you from your parents and your other family members, and you are a little tiny piece of your mom, your dad, your aunt, your uncle, everybody in your family. There's a little piece of that in you, and that technically is reincarnation. If that makes any sense to anybody. And I'm still way behind on the comments. You guys be patient with me. Yeah, yeah. I'm not a vanity guy. I'm looking for easy, and I don't have to have hair. I don't want it, and I'm kind of glad that I don't have a whole lot of hair to keep up with. Although sometimes, I mean, it'd be like Bruce Willis and wear a wig. Bruce Willis, he looks pretty good in a wig. A toupee looks, he wears it naturally, but he chooses to go bald. That's where I'm at. Not everyone is in dualistic personality anymore. Can you imagine me trying to make a living reading books? Like, I'd have to read the book first before I could read it online. I get just like trying to read something off the cuff sometimes trips me up. Not everyone has a dualistic personality anymore. Mm, I mean, you can be one side or the other, but human beings are threefold nature, actually. I'm old now, I think, because I have a bald spot on the back of my head like a monk. Hey, you know what? There are certain physical traits that kind of pull through from past lives, and I think that that's one of them. Like having the monk hole in the back of your head where there's no hair growing. Maybe you were Jewish and sometimes you wore a hat a lot. I'm not sure, but I think there's something to that. I'm not making anything of that, and I'm not making any kind of assumptions. I'm just saying I think that there's something to a physical feature that may have happened to you in a past life, or me, or anybody really. We're trapped here over time, and we've forgotten the truth. We haven't forgotten the truth. The truth has been written by the people who win. So, Romans won the war, and Romans won some things, and they end up having Romans in the Christian Bible. You think God wrote the Romans in the Bible? No. The Romans wrote it. Um, so history is written by the people who win. Looks like we only got 3 here left. I've been rattling on too much. Nobody wants to hear you. Nobody wants to hear me. But yeah, we don't have to be trapped here. It's just I realize that Leslie says this a lot. Soul trap, and I hear that. I've heard that a lot over the last few years. But I think that when humanity reaches a certain age, and I think we're going through growing pains right now. Moving into the next stage from Pisces. So as we move from Pisces over to the next age, then there's going to be growing pains. It happens in every species, not just us. Humans are arrogant. And to start with, to think that they're the only people in this vast universe, this is like astronomical. It's astronomically impossible to be the only intelligent species in the universe. I mean, galaxy universe. I mean, it's so vast that it's really arrogant of humans, and we've shown that the way we treat Earth. And I think that's why the white man ended up here in America having to deal with the American Indians, who are very close to the Earth. All indigenous peoples are. Um, I think that white people got a lot to learn from that culture, and I think that it's slowly seeping in. There's God, boy, I just rattling. This feels good. Thank you guys for being here and listening to me. Only got 2 left. So I guess I'll tie this up. I'm not keeping up with the comments. I'm just going on by myself. Viva Trump, baby. Q-tip hair. Yeah, no, I used to keep this one like in the very front, 412. That was when I was younger. I had a little bit more hair but yeah, I haven't paid for a haircut in God, 20 years, maybe 25. Spirit is formless. Yes. Using it as a positive is incorrect because spirit definition implies soullessness. Well, spirit and soul is 2 different things. Uh, we save on the comb. Save on the definitely save on the comb, and only need 1 soap. I don't need conditioner or nothing like that. It's great. We talked about spirit and soul, simply magnetism, electricity. I mean, simply, I don't think that we can fully understand it, to be honest with you, that way. I think we are incapable mentally, as smart as I like to claim to be and as deep as I like to dig. It's hard to completely comprehend something like the soul. Like to say that I know what it is, it's tough. It's tough to put into words, I guess. All the future. We get it, Frack. You're bald. Don't overdo it. Even my blood is positive. I'm like the Swiss flag. That is funny. That is freaking hilarious. This shows how bad I'm behind on the comments. Let me see if I can catch up. Referring to us as just a soul outside of the avatar's awareness of form that we never left. Yeah, and I'm very aware that this is a meat suit that I am inhabiting, right? Like my soul is not inside. Well, I guess it kind of is, but my soul is outside and inside, and I'm just kind of like driving this car, you know, even though it's a wreck. Oh, I heard this joke. If Jesus drove a car, what kind of car would Jesus drive? Let's see if I can catch up with the comments. We see a Chrysler. A Chrysler, get it? I know it's a little lame, but It's funny too. It took me by surprise, but I'm easy. So, God, I'm way behind on the comments. Everyone claims to know why they're here in human origins, but I honestly, only the ancients know the truth. Well, wisdom's is passed down from the ancients, though. So everybody, certain people get, you know, a whiff of that knowledge. And, if you can understand it, you got to know how to read between the lines. You can't be too objective and put yourself all into one book or one box. I mean, you got to try to be a little objective about it if you're even going to try to comprehensive fourth wall. And I know I'm way behind the comments. I'm sorry. I'm trying to catch up. But good, Danny. Beautiful day. Yeah, it turned out to be a beautiful day here too. It started raining earlier, but labor pains and other pains. That's way fuck. I'm way behind. Okay, here we are. I'm caught up. The format of live stream for now it sucks until I get used to it. Yeah, I tried to put this up as where I'm coming up and I'm gonna do this in like 10 minutes, and I was looking at my other device and it didn't pop up. I don't know what's going on, um, but let me see here. Let's see if I can do something. All right, so go back and see if it shows up on other people's devices. Obviously, other people are here, so it's showing up on somebody's devices. So there's my channel. Oh, there it is, and 7 watching. Damn, we got 7 in it. Okay, wait, whoa. All right, so we're live. Take it easy. Shut that off. Concentrate on this. A Bugatti. Ooh, got my attention. Like Andrew Tate. How could it be a soul trap when we're already trapped? Already and trapped? We trap ourselves by unconsciousness states that we are in low. As a low vibration, this is a very low vibration planet, yes. Absolutely, I agree with that. Um, but as the new age is coming, as we get closer to the 2060, uh, somewhere in those years, then we're moving out of the age of Pisces and into a new age. And this is the way it always happens. It seems to work in like an 8, to where we come to a golden age and then we're in the bronze age, and then to put it into words, put it into scientific words, I guess. I mean, scientific can apply to spiritual things too. So it seems like, we go in and out of stages, and we learn at some stage, which would be this, you know, and and we're complacent and everything's, it's different. It all seems stalemate at some point, and then we come around to a point to where we're growing. So if that answers the question, I mean, I'm just telling you my belief system here. I'm not claiming anything to be true. I'm glad to know you, good son. Thank you, Fourth Wall, man. Love your songs. You got great taste in music, and I love the way you do your videos. Every time I think that you have a very wide variety of music, and I like that. I, I I guess I relate to it. I do. Solve amnesia. Raise your simple. Raise your awareness level. How do you raise awareness level? Well, I share that freely. Too much to relate here. There is a lot. Like if, you can't go too deep with it. You gotta learn how to express it. If you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, you may not understand it yourself. So you gotta learn to be able to express yourself and what you mean to say in a way that it's understandable. Layman's terms. If it's too complicated, it may not be right. It may not. You know, truth is not complicated. Truth is simple, and the bottom denominator is, you know, taxation is theft. You know, you can call it taxation, put another word on it, you can complicate it, and you be like, oh, it's, yeah, it's for other people. But if it's taken without your permission, it is theft. The common denominator is truth is simple. I'm starting to slow down here a little bit. Um, I want y'all to know that I really appreciate that you guys showed up for me. I was, you know, I was a little, I don't know any other way to say it. I was feeling a little down and wanted to get up here and say, hey, and see what I could talk about and just kind of let myself flow and play with others. And uh, I really enjoyed it, Leslie, that way. Frack, I will try to go find your channel as soon as I'm done here. Um, Flying airplanes. Drones are expensive. Somebody said something about it. And Danny Skylark, thanks for showing up. Maybe Alex, don't want to forget you, brother. Furry Fatal. Interesting name. Furry. Furries. My niece is like, she's into the dress up thing. It's not furries, but she likes to dress up like her characters in the video games. Danny, Fourth Wall, thanks for being here. Um, I'm trying to go through and make sure I didn't leave anybody out. That's what I'm trying to do, is go back through the comments. So we can sign off that way, of course. Never let you out. Alright, so thanks for being here, you guys. And I'm just trying to deal with it like everybody else. We all have our good days and bad ways. Good days and bad days. I'm just trying to stay in character, uh, stay blessed, concentrate on the good things, you know, so that so the world doesn't come crashing down on me, because I tend to carry the weight of the world on my shoulders, and I shouldn't do that. And in my older age, I'm learning not to do that so much. All right, so bless you guys for being here. Thank you. You really helped me. I love you. Peace, love, and strength. And how do I stop? There we go.